So let's take a look at this problem. It says, find the vertex, focus, and directrix of the parabola. Graph the parabola. So we're starting off with this equation. So my first thoughts are, I'm thinking of the form y squared equals 4ax. So I want to make it look like this. Now again, there's going to be some shifting and stuff going around. So this y might not actually be a y. It could be a y plus 3, y minus 6, or that x could be an x minus 3, x plus 4. It doesn't matter there, but this is going to be my general form that I'm actually looking for here. So I'm going to have to get all my y's on one side and then my x's on the other. And from there, everything else will pan out as we do algebra. So that simply means that I'm going to subtract 4x and subtract 4 from both sides. Because again, I just want to get y all by itself, all the y's. So minus 4x minus 4. So this is going to be y squared minus 4y equals negative 4x minus 4. Now what I'm going to do here is completing the square. Do you remember completing the square? What I do is I take half of b, and the b being this negative 4 with my y here. And that's going to be negative 4, and I take half of it, and then I square it. And that's actually going to end up being negative 2 times 2, negative 2, which is 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So then I'm going to get y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals negative 4x, because the 4's here cancel out. And then I can factor the left side. That's my whole purpose for doing this. And then that's going to equal negative 4x. Now this equation here gives me all the information I need in order to graph this. Another thing to think about here is, remember I talked about this earlier, I had y squared equals 4ax. So 4 times a is going to be my number in front of my x, and this already is a negative 4. So that tells me then my a is going to equal 1. So I write a equals 1. I also need this piece as well to help me with that information. Now I'm just going to graph what I have here. So I know my vertex is, remember I go in the y direction positive 2, because that's what makes that 0. And then 0 makes this 0. So it's going to be 0, 2. So there it is. And now that I know my a, I know that I'm going to go 1 unit to the left and 1 unit to the right. How do I know it's to the left? Because this is negative here, that tells me it's going to open to the left. Because this is squared, it tells me it's going to go to the left or to the right. So that's why I should have said first. And then the negative here tells me I'm going to open to the left. So the squared on the y tells me it's opening to the left or to the right. And the negative tells me it's opening to the left in the negative x direction. So then when I go 1 unit to the right, that is actually going to be my directrix. And that's going to be x equals 1. And when I go 1 unit to the left here, that's going to be my focus. All right, so I have all the pieces I need here. Now I'm looking for my lattice rectum. But before I do that, to graph this thing, I'm just going to write down all my information that I have. So I have the vertex. And the vertex is 2, 0. Whoops. 0, 2. Okay. My focus, just wrote that down there. That's going to be negative 1, 2. And then my directrix, I'm just going to label it D here. That's going to be x equals 1. So now I need to find the points on the lattice rectum. And to do that, I'm just going to think about the focus. So realize this, that the focus is negative 1, 2. So now it's opening to the left, this parabola is. It's going this way. So that tells me those points are going to be somewhere on this line here. So that tells me I'm going to plug in -1 for my x. So I'm just going to show all that work when I plug in -1 for x. So we end up with y equals 0 or 4. So then my points are, remember I plugged in -1 for x. So it's going to be -1, 0, or -1, 4. So I can just graph those points now. So -1, 0 is going to be here. And then -1, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be up here. And then for me to connect the dots now, oops, I went too far over on that one. Very easy to do. Okay, so it's going to be there. Okay, and then all I do now is connect the dots. And there's the second part of that question that it's asking me to give it. So our complete answer is this here, these 3 pieces. That's what I asked for in the beginning. And then the graph, which I see to the right here. So there's our completed answer.